All right, so we've got some numbers for Ironheart. Didn't take long for this one. And guess what? Spoilers, it didn't chart. Now, you're not shocked by that, I'm sure. But it is fun to talk about because there were people out there thinking that this was going to be the next great thing. Riri's totally going to replace Iron Man. This is exactly what the fans have needed and wanted. No, that wasn't the case. Just like with the comic book, nobody cared. Nobody watched this, just like nobody read that book that they're still trying to push, by the way. Valiant Renegade, just to be very clear, Ironheart didn't chart this week on Illuminate's top 10, even with 2.5 hours of runtime. That's right, because they dropped 3 episodes of the show day one, and they're going to drop the next batch, the final 3, I think pretty soon this week. I don't remember the exact date that it drops. I think it drops Tuesday. I'm in no rush to watch it, so I'll get around to it. I watched these 3 before Flashcast on Saturday. They're awful. They're not good. They've barely changed the character from her comic book version, which was never a big hit. It was foolish of them to think they could just take that character as she was in the books and make that translate and work. At least with Miss Marvel, they made some good changes when they brought her to the MCU. As much as I'm not a fan of that character either, at least they did some work to try to make her better, which they did. I think her powers are better in the MCU. Her origin, just being a mutant, is better compared to how they were doing that, where she is an Inhuman. And they, of course, followed suit in the comics. But anyway, this show is a failure. And it's pretty obvious that Marvel realized this eventually, and that's why they sat on the show for years and never put it out. And that's also why you got 3 episodes on the drop, and you're going to get 3 more this week, and then it's done. People make fun of this for another week, probably, because, I mean, there's 3 more episodes to review, so that's, for a lot of people, 3 more videos. So a lot of people will talk about that, and we'll all have our laughs, and then the show will fade off, just like Echo, just like Hawkeye, just like Miss Marvel, and no one will be talking about it again. But they knew Fantastic Four was right around the corner. That's why I'm surprised they didn't wait to put this out. Why they didn't wait until maybe after Fantastic Four, or hell, they should have dropped this a little bit earlier in the year just to kind of get it out of the way of the Fantastic Four. I don't know what they were thinking with this, but I don't know what they were thinking when they decided to speed rush this character onto television. A character nobody asked for. So we get our first indication of whether Ironheart is a success, and it appears to be another bomb from Kevin Feige. Yeah, he needs to go. We need new blood at Marvel. This guy has made stinker after stinker after stinker since Endgame. And Endgame was kind of a stinker if you really look back at it. Endgame was okay, but there was a lot of problems in Endgame. It's just nowhere near the quality level of Infinity War. Infinity War is a fantastic movie. Endgame is okay. And then after Endgame, it's just been nothing other than Deadpool and Wolverine and Spider-Man No Way Home. I haven't really liked anything from Marvel, to be honest. There were some things that could have been great. WandaVision could have been a fantastic show. And by the way, big spoiler, I don't think anybody cares. Mephisto is going to be in Ironheart. Why the hell Mephisto was not the villain of WandaVision will forever baffle me. If you were ever going to bring that character in, there was the perfect outlet to do it outside of, the obvious Ghost Rider show. But you still could have introduced him there. That'd have been great. Nope. Instead, We got Agatha all along. So, as it's learned, the show is absent from Luminate's viewership charts for the first week. The 3 episodes were dropped. Luminate film and TV streaming viewership is owned by Eldritch Industries, and together they're behind major media brands like Billboard, Variety, The Hollywood Reporter, Rolling Stone, Dick Clark Productions, and they even have a stake in the LA Dodgers, okay? And here's the chart. Streaming originals. Are there any Disney shows on here? No. Disney never makes these charts, really, and that's kind of the messed up thing. So a show being number 1 on Disney Plus, which they were all celebrating as a huge win, not really that much of a win if you think about it, because they barely ever hit this chart. And what's wild is Paramount does. Paramount actually hits this chart on the regular. Apple TV hits it. Prime Video. Peacock is on this list. And then, of course, Netflix a bunch of times. The Waterfront, Love Island, Ginny and Georgia, Dallas Cowboy Cheerleaders. Is that a good show? What is that, some reality show? We Were Liars, Department Q, The Better Sister, FUBAR, Stick, and Mobland. And that's your rating. Look, Arnold Schwarzenegger getting a win with FUBAR. Mobland, I hear, is a fantastic show, by the way. If you could please confirm if you've seen it. I'm very interested in Mobland. So what are the ratings? Illuminate released its numbers for the first week, and Ironheart failed the chart. At the bottom of the rankings is Mobland with an estimated 260.8 million minutes, which means all 3 episodes of Ironheart came in under that number. That also puts the average per episode at under 86.9 million minutes. We'll know more about the Ironheart ratings in a month when the Nielsen ratings are counted. Disney automatically has Nielsen turned on in your Disney Plus accounts. Ironheart is another Kevin Feige fail, as pointed out, and that's absolutely true. This is an embarrassing moment for Marvel. Once again, they failed to capture the fans. They've been releasing this picture, which I didn't even know was out, because this is the final version of her suit. This is going to be the magic suit. This doesn't have anybody hyped either. This show is a train wreck, and they know it. So, congratulations, Marvel. You did it. You've managed to disappoint people yet again. So, subscribe if you would for more content. Also, comment. Let me know what you think of Ironheart if you've watched it. Are you shocked by these ratings? Also, check out my comic book over on Ripicen. We got an awesome action-packed comic that you can check out. I think it's pretty amazing. And we hit 100,000 in total sales. Very awesome. Thank you, everybody that has supported this book. Very much appreciated. The campaign ends July 26th, so get your orders in. Some of these things are limited, but if you just want to check out the book, you can get Cover D for $17. Pretty good deal. Check it out. Link in the description. And with that, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, share the video, all that good stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
The year is 1945. World War II rages from the halls of Buckingham Palace to the shores of the Nile River. Even now, the clash between freedom and tyranny is about to boil over. Somewhere in North Africa, 2 American flyboys are soaring high on a reconnaissance mission, searching for clues to a peculiar new obsession, with the occult gripping the Nazi high command.